What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Raptors Report. This is episode 2. This would have been episode 3 if the second episode footage didn't get corrupted, but that's okay because we ball anyways. We move. But do we have a good one for you guys today? This is where we talk about everything Raptors. So before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, share, repost, do all that because that way we can get bigger than we already are. Also, we have officially signed David to the Release podcast. Pictures coming soon, by the way. So just drop some W's in the chat for my boy. Make sure to check out his channels. Just Saying on Twitch, TikTok, everywhere, man. He posts some awesome content, and I may or may not be featured in a quick little noob video. All right, so some good funny content on his platform. So make sure to check that out. Link in the description. But without further ado, yesterday the Toronto Raptors fell 131-132 to the Los Angeles Lakers with some bad officiating. Who else but Ben Taylor to officiate? And this is what Darko Rajakovic had to say.
That's outrageous. What happened tonight, this is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all of that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible as Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And what's happening over here during whole season, I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap. There is no explanation. They just come up there, they review and they see what they want to see. They don't want to hear us, what we got to say. They don't want to hear the players. They don't just want to protect us. Over again, they got 36 free throws, 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? How are we supposed to play?
I agree with Darko. Okay, let's go over some of the stats. From yesterday. Number 1.
Bring them up.
13 Raps free throws to LA's 36. Total game.
Anthony Davis had 14.
Now, I'll give him this. 8 or 9 of those free throws were intentional fouls. So that's 16 or 15. But in the fourth quarter alone, the Raps still had 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, and LA had 23. Number 2, Emmanuel quickly called for a flagrant against Cam Reddish. Now, for those of you who have played basketball, or for those of you that have visually seen basketball, whether it be at a park, or whether it be at a gym, or whether it be the NBA itself, or WNBA, any type of basketball, you'll know that a Euro step or a hop step, whatever you want to call it, they're 2 different things, are a basketball move. It's where you bring the ball from this side of the floor to this side using this motion. You see my elbows here? How they're tucked in, but it's still like what do you want me to do? Bring the ball like this? That's the move. Bring the ball around. Cam Reddish is in Emmanuel Quickly's space and catches an elbow to the chin. Ben Taylor blows the whistle. Flagrant 1 on Emmanuel Quickly causes him to foul out of the game. In the last 3 minutes, there were multiple missed calls or flops by the Lakers. And it is complete and utter crap. It's laughable at this point. I can't believe we continue to allow Ben Taylor to officiate this way. Refs, especially against us. Referees, Ben Taylor specifically, need to be fined or fired. They need to be punished, plain and simple. If you look in the NFL, the officiating team that messed up with the Lions versus Cowboys are no longer allowed to officiate in the Super Bowl. Number 1, it's outrageous. It cannot keep happening. And it's not just against the Raptors, even though the majority of the time it is. It's not just against us. It's a lot of teams that this is occurring to. I'm tired of certain players getting biased whistles, whether it be Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. I'm sick and tired of it. It's horrible. I can't watch basketball and enjoy it anymore because of specifically Ben Taylor. These horrible refs. And yeah, I'm mad because we lost. Call me a biased, salty Toronto Raptors fan all you want. But we would not have lost if it weren't for those 16 non-intentional fouls free throws. The refs literally won the game for LA yesterday. They lost by 1 point and had 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. And they only lost by 1 compared to the Raptors 2. The refs won the game for LA yesterday. And the fact that the Raptors were able to make so many good plays and only lose by 1 despite that shows me how of an amazing squad they are. We aren't a championship team, but we're a good squad. And I respect Darko for speaking out on this because it's completely outrageous. There's calls where Scotty Barnes, when he dunked all over that one guy, I don't even know his name.
Maxi Christie, I think.
That's what it was. He dunked all over Maxi Christie. And contact everywhere. When you look at that offensive foul called on RJ Barrett, what are we talking about? And then there's two late whistles in the last 2 minutes with Anthony Davis, both called for and ones. 2 very late whistles. He makes the bucket, then they call it. Or then Austin Reeves flopping, makes a bucket, then they call the whistle. Or no, sorry, missed it, and then they call the whistle. There's so many late whistles. Ben Taylor's officiating team needs to be fired, fined, or something. They need to be punished in some way because this is ridiculous. I can't continue to watch NBA basketball with this man officiating. Plain and simple.
They need to send him down to the G League, bro, to officiate that. It's insane, man.
Tell me about it,
Even
bro.
last year, bro, what happened? Fred VanVleet called him out, and then he got in trouble for it.
Yep.
Something's got to happen this time, man. Something's got to happen.
And let's
If
face
he
it.
officiates another game, and against the Raptors too, if I was Darko, I'd be like, nah, I'm not even gonna play.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna play my players because what's the point? You're just gonna like have this vendetta against us because we got you in trouble for your terrible officiating. It's like what?
And Darko's going to get fined. He's going to get fined, let's face it. Right?
It's ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous. You
nuts.
can't have an opinion. Can't have an opinion in this league against the refs. They're the most protected people on earth.
I get it.
Goodness
They want
gracious.
to protect their refs. I get it because they're a little sensitive.
I
Protect
don't.
their refs. But like, come on, because you got to be able to speak out against horrendous officiating. That's plain and simple. And I don't know why Adam Silver hasn't done anything about this. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care about good basketball. Like it's because at this point, it's beyond ridiculous, man. This entire year has been just horrible for the refs. I already have an episode on refereeing when Giannis got ejected for what? I don't even know what he got ejected for.
How many people have been ejected this year for just like making the most stupidest like size or like hand gestures, like technicals? Like the technicals in this game are so ridiculous. You get a technical foul for slapping a backboard, for hanging on the rim for a little bit longer than you usually would. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are you making this league so soft? You're going to lose viewership because people are going to like go to other sports. It's dumb. As great as basketball is, as much as I love it, it's so terribly officiated and they're so heavily protected by Adam Silver. They're like spoon-fed their whole careers as a ref. It's insane.
It genuinely is difficult to watch. And I'm talking about like I watch majority Raptors games, right?
Yep.
I'm a Toronto fan. They're streamed every other day, right? Every single one of their games are televised in Canada. But here's the thing. When it's getting tough for a fan to watch their own team play, not because they're playing bad, because as of right now, they're 4-2 since the trade, and we'll get to that. But it's like the vendetta is the perfect word. that Ben Taylor specifically has against the Raptors. But it's whenever you see them play. Whenever you see them play in away games specifically, the officiating is garbage. You even heard boos in LA yesterday. You were hearing boos in Hollywood yesterday about the Raptors getting BS calls, the Lakers getting BS calls, and the Raptors getting BS calls called against them. The fans in LA were booing the refs because of how horrible the officiating was for the opposing team. Do you understand how bad of a referee you need to be to get Los Angeles fans to boo you even though you're helping them?
It's insane, man.
Like Darko said, bro, if they really had to win like that yesterday, tell them so they don't show up to the game. It's ridiculous.
Give them the script. Show them the script ahead of time, man.
Because it's laughable. The fact that Adam Silver has been letting this happen in his league for so long, this could even go back to when Tim Duncan got ejected for laughing that one time. Like, this stupidity has been happening for so long. Fred VanVleet put it perfectly. The fans, which is, let's face it, that is the main thing about the NBA. That's what truly matters. They bring in the revenue, they bring in the viewership, they bring in everything. They're the reason these guys get paid this much. The reason fans come to games and watch them on TV is for the players and not for the refs. And I don't get why the coaches can understand that, why every other bit of staff is able to understand that. Even the commentators understand that, and they're the ones talking the entire game.
Yep.
And yet the referees need to go out there and feel like, no, I'm not getting enough appreciation. I'm going to call this BS call on this player who is loved so much, or I'm not going to call anything on this guy. Why? Because he wronged me in the past? Because he came out and said something truthful? Because, like, I don't have the words in my vocabulary for it. It's like preposterous. When have you heard someone say that? Like, it's ridiculous to see this happen. I'm flabbergasted. I'm bamboozled, bumfuzzled, whatever you want to say. I can't deal with it, man. I can't deal with it. It's a joke. And it's, oh my goodness. Anyways,
man.
I needed to get that off my chest. But that aside,
No, say it, man.
That aside, if it weren't for the officiating yesterday, the Toronto Raptors would have been 5-1 since that trade. Let's talk about it. So, like, you know, I'm gonna go over the trade for y'all.
Man.
RJ Barrett, Manuel Quickly, and a pick gone to the Raptors for Malachi Flynn, Precious Achiuwa, and OG Anunoby. Since that trade, the Knicks are 5-0, and since that trade, the Raptors are 4-2. David, what are your initial thoughts of the trade, and how is it benefiting us right now?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we fleeced the Knicks, but from now, it has been probably one of the most equal trades in from time.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even name you another trade that has both benefited both teams
right
this way. Like OG Anunoby, I think he's the first player in NBA history. I saw this on Bleacher Report. He is the first player to go plus minus 100 in 5 games.
Yeah.
To go over 100 and plus minuses. That's how big of a benefit he is already to the Knicks organization. Defensive, they are a playoff team. Now they can actually be a deeper playoff team. I could see them going to deep in the second round, potentially the finals. Not the final West Eastern Conference final.
Yeah, the ECF,
Yeah. But man, and for the Raptors too, getting 2 players that can handle the ball and score. Oh.
Yeah, man.
It was as sad as it was seeing OG get traded. My personal favorite Raptors of all time. Mm-hmm. It definitely makes sense now. Well, it made sense before too, but you could see how much it makes sense now and how much better this team. Even I'm not even gonna lie, even defensively, we are a better team. Mm-hmm. Because I think what happens was we depended so much on OG to defend the best players.
Yeah, it
So
was
he would
just
have
him.
to force. So he would have to force through the screens and like be better defensively, like try to do more. But now with that not on our team, we have to start switching a little bit more. The communication has to be better on defense, and that's exactly what like needed to be done the whole season. More communication on defense and more help defense.
Yeah.
And you can see like we were undersized against the Lakers and we still lost by 1. Minus the whole like officiating baloney and all that. Like their defensive efforts have been amazing. Like we had Thaddeus Young on Anthony Davis. Obviously he dropped 41 points. Okay, Anthony Davis dropped 41 points, but like still like
he balled this.
the defensive effort was like there. You can see it. This team, this is the first time in like years I feel alive again watching the Raptors.
Oh my God, tell me about it, man.
Like, they've just been the same team for what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
And it's they added a little bit addition like Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent, other people and stuff, right? But like this trade shifted the Raptors into something different. We now have a different core of players. Like I personally still think that Pascal Siakam is going to get traded. But, like, I just don't know when it's going to happen because this guy wants to go into free agency and take matters into his own hand. But, like, I hope if he does get traded, we get another trade like that, man, because
Yeah, man.
imagine how much better our team would be with Scotty Barnes having a more open role, being able to play Pascal's position and his own position in like the interior. Him going inside, I was watching this one play. I think it was like against the Kings. He drew 2 players in the paint. Emmanuel Quickly was like near the wing. If he passed it out to Emmanuel Quickly, that would have been a nice 3, but I think he got the bucket anyways. But like what I'm saying is, that's exactly what you want. It's exactly what Darko said in his first like initiation as head coach. He's like, we want to bring the players in, you pass it out to the corner, to the wing, you have an open shot. And now we actually have that.
It's what we've been doing, man. It feels so good to see us make a 3-pointer.
Like Emmanuel Quickly is like, even RJ is what, like since being a Raptor, he's like almost 50% for 3.
He's going nuts, man. He's going nuts. And it's like, I saw this post where it said, see what a man can do when you don't have Julius Randle shooting 25 shots a game? Like,
That's exactly.
RJ Barrett's cooking. Emmanuel Quickly's cooking. He's starting and he turned into a 20-point per game scorer. Because he's like that. He's actually like that, man. And I don't want to jinx it, man. But I'm so excited right now. I was thinking All-Star, not this year, but like in the future, sometime in the future, hopefully. Like,
I could see it happening maybe next year or 2 years from now, depending on how free agency and everything goes. But you know, this team, man, it's starting to look upwards and look brighter. We got a new life, man, and it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, in the name of Jesus, we have been renewed. And you know what? I think
Amen.
I think for right now, in terms of today, the Knicks have won the trade because they traded for now. They traded for, winning now. The Toronto Raptors in the future, I believe, have won that trade. Because I personally believe, I don't think we'll get a better OG Anunoby than we saw last year. That, the potential OG Anunoby that we saw last year. I don't think we're going to get a better OG Anunoby than that. However, Emmanuel Quickly's already improved since being on the Knicks. RJ Barrett's already improved since being on the Knicks. We have Scotty Barnes. We have Gary Trent Jr. We have Jakob Poeltl. We have Dennis Schroeder. We have good younger guys for the future. Dennis Schroeder's more of a vet. But still, we have some good young guys for the future. We have Marquise Noel. We have Javon Freeman Liberty, who dropped 40 in the G League yesterday. 18 first half points. Come on. Let's get serious. Let's call up our G League talent guys. Marquise Noel is number 1 in fan voting for the G League Stars game. So, we got to get serious here. But since the trade, we've been incredible. The Knicks have been incredible. It's been perfect for both teams. I love I love what we're doing. We're making threes. Emmanuel quickly skipping on the court, with the 3-pointer. RJ, like you said, RJ Barrett's been more efficient. It's just, it honestly, like I like how you put it. It's like I feel alive watching my team play again. I haven't felt like this since 2020.
Yeah,
because even
that was the last time we were good.
Yeah, bro. 2020. I mean, that one time we were the 4th seed, but we were kind of frauds. We were kind of frauds that one time, but still, man, it was. It's a privilege to watch this team play, and it's genuinely exciting now. And I think a big part of it is we have a Canadian boy on the squad, right? We got RJ Barrett. We signed RJ Barrett. It was perfect. Now, here's the one thing. Here's the one thing that we cannot do anymore. We cannot let players continue to walk for free. All right? We let Ibaka walk for free, who was valuable at the moment. We let Gasol walk for free, who was valuable at the moment. We let Fred VanVleet, who apparently is max contract material. We let him walk for free. We let Kawhi Leonard walk for free. Kawhi was never going to resign. We rented him. We rented him for a year, got a championship. He hit us with the rudest one-night stand of all time. But it's okay. All right? But if we have players like Pascal will re-sign. I have no doubt in my mind with that. Will he take a pay cut, though? Will he take a pay cut? Because RJ Barrett's making $100 million. I love you, RJ Barrett. You're not a $100 million worth player, okay?
No, that's fair.
Pascal Siakam's making $35 a year. You can't do that, right? So it's either we trade him and he doesn't re-sign. Now, the problem is, he came out and said to the media, wherever I go, I'm not going to re-sign. He loves it here that much, and I love to see that. And you know what? We're starting to get him and Scotty and RJ and Quickly meshing together better, right? We're seeing Siakam pass the ball more. We're seeing him knock down the three-pointer better. We're seeing, what's the name? Well, why can't I say the name? We're seeing Scotty Barnes be able to go into the paint, draw in the entire defense, kick it out to Scotty, Quickly, Barrett, Trent Jr. Scotty finished the night with 7-8 assists last night, right? So it's great. He's a true point forward. So I feel like if Pascal Siakam is able to take that backseat role, that kind of Klay Thompson role, and say, you know what, I'm number 2 on this squad, I'm going to let number 1 do everything. And because if you look at it, the way that the Golden State Warriors, squad was, you got Curry going up there getting 30, and then you had him dishing it out to Klay for the catch and shoot, and then Klay would also get 30, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what we need to do. And if that's how Pascal scores, perfect, but he needs to take a pay cut. If we're not willing to pay him all that money next year, we need to trade him before the trade deadline. Right? We cannot continue to let players walk for free. Number 2, we need to re-sign Quickly and Barrett when the time comes. Because these guys are going to do good for us for years to come. And they look happy here. Right? Even Dennis Schroeder said his morale has been up. Even though he's come out to the media and said, if it was up to me, I would have signed that $48 million. Right? Even if, of course he has some regrets in the past. But it looks like he's genuinely starting to enjoy himself in Toronto. Right? We have good fan engagement. We have great media teams. We have everything that we need to be a successful squad in the future. I get it. This year we could take a little bit, right? If you want to make the playoffs, if you want to make the play-in, let's do it. All right? I'm cool with it. But I wouldn't be upset if we tanked this year, saved up some money, got these guys the contracts they deserve, maybe let go of some big contracts, trade someone like Otto Porter Jr., and then sign some G League talent to some two-way contracts maybe, or maybe sign them to a 1-year or a 10-day. I remember when we first brought Chris Boucher in the league, we signed him to a 10-day contract, and he balled out for 8 of those 10 days, right? Because that's like how many times he played, right? He balled out for those 10 days, right? So then if we have someone like Marquise Noel, who's number 1 in fan voting, or we have someone like Javon Freeman Liberty, who's going nuts, or we have someone like Porter, who's getting what? He got like 4 assists in 9 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
He's good.
So we have good G League talent. We have Grady Dick cooking in the G League. Yeah. Right? Our G League squad is deadly again. Maybe we had a flop last year. We're looking good again. Right? So I feel like if we can bring up this talent, not let players walk for free, and re-sign some of the current talent we have, we could be a genuine threat in this league. Plain and simple.
We actually have the potential, Raptor fans, to have a bench mob 2.0.
Oh my God, I missed it. I miss it so much.
If you have Marquise Noel, Javon Freeman Liberty, Grady Dick, Chris Boucher, Jonte Porter coming off the bench. You telling me that wouldn't be awesome? Especially like if they get there, like if Grady finds his shooting, Javon does the same thing he does in the G League, but obviously at like not 40 points per game type thing.
Of course.
Like he just balls out. Like it's like it's like what we've seen in that preseason. You have the starters in, then they brought in Marquise Noel, Javon Freeman. They had Grady in there. Javon Freeman at one point in the fourth quarter alone had the game high 15 points or like 16 points or something like that.
I watched that.
He is a baller, man. He can score.
Come on, man.
He can shoot. He can handle the ball. Marquise Noel has like one of the nicest passing I think I've ever seen from a player, aside from like the elites, like Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, those guys. Like his passing is insane. It'll open up the floor so good, and he can shoot.
Yeah,
he can dribble. Like he's a point guard, man.
Yeah, and the thing he said when you're 5'7" in this league, you need to be the smartest player on the court, which he is. We saw him drop 20 assists in March Madness.
Yeah.
Who does that? That's the March Madness record, by the way. That's the NCAA record.
That's the NCAA record. That's
right?
The record.
20 dimes. His assist-to-turnover ratio was incredible. I could see him being like a perfect point guard, almost. That guy that'll go out there, maybe get 15 points, but then get those 20, 22 assists with 0 turnovers. I could genuinely see him doing that, because who's reaching all the way down there, pause, to get that ball? Pause again. Right? Yeah. So it's like, it's going to be really good to see this guy play, sorry. And I'm genuinely, like, I've started to watch the G League, the 905 more often. It's great basketball.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, we have a great coaching staff down there that we could call up to help us in the big leagues. We have great players that we could call up every once in a while. It's great, and it's truly been awesome to see them play.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I was reading this like quick report. I believe it was from Aaron Rose, that guy. That guy I'm talking about, right? He made like a quick article of Grady Dick, and they said that before we went on this road trip, for the past 2 weeks, they had this special training just for him, for finding his shot and everything.
Yeah.
And while we're on this, what is it, an 8-game, 10-game road trip? While we're on this road trip.
Yeah, we're on a big road trip.
Yeah, while we're on this road trip, he's going to spend his time in the G League and work on his shot and like what he's been practicing for the past 2 weeks. And I think after the road trip, when we're home, he'll get the call up, he'll play, and if it works, then he'll be another solid bench player off the team.
Yeah.
And spacing up the floor even more.
Yeah.
Offensive is even better. Like, the thing is, he's not just a three-point specialist. He can dribble the ball. He can find his shot.
Yeah, man.
You've seen it in the G League. You've seen him in the G League. He shot, I think, 19 points in the G League, in his last G League game when they lost.
Yeah.
But he hit 2 of his 3 threes and had, like, he's a good rebounder too, you know? He can cut. He just has a good shot. He's just got to gain his confidence back and get comfortable out there. And then the bench mob is back, baby.
Yeah, man. And something I love about Darko is that he knows how to play the players now, right? Yeah. We don't have a bunch of conflict with Nick Nurse and stuff like that, and on whether to play them or whether not to play them, right? I think Darko meshes really well with the front office and knows what he wants and plays certain guys, and he gives our rookies playing time, right? He gives Porter playing time, right? So it's like, it's great things to see. It's truly great to see the guys that don't get a lot of playing time get playing time with Darko, and that are given a chance to prove themselves, right? Unless you're like injured and stuff like that. But we have a deep rotation right now. We're doing good. The star players get star player minutes. That's how it goes, right? Yep. But we're doing good. Scotty Barnes being the face of the league, though, I don't know. But I love how he defends his players. I love him as a coach, and I feel like he's going to be a coach of the year in the future for the Raptors for 100%. Sure. But Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that jazz, because that we could get bigger than we already are. Make sure to leave a comment, all right? Do you agree with any of the calls that Ben Taylor made yesterday? Do you agree with our takes on the trade and on the referees? Let us know in the comments. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to have a good day, evening, night, wherever y'all stay at. Another Christian video coming soon. God bless y'all.